Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jamie, it's Selling with Sully. Today's going to be a bit more of a longer haul video, so make sure to grab your popcorn, put your feet up and enjoy. So I'm going to be going through my 10 favourite brands to sell on eBay as a six-figure reseller. Been selling for about 4 or 5 years now, half of that roughly full time. And yeah, predominantly sell on eBay and Vinted, and I love this as a job. It's very fun. It's all I know. So we're going to get straight into it. If you have any questions, or comment down below what your favourite brands are as well, I'd be eager to know. And yeah, you might learn a thing or two. So we'll get straight into it. So with number 1, we've got Finisterre. Finisterre is a really good oi polloi brand. If you don't know what oi polloi is, it was a store in Manchester in the early mid 2000s that closed down, but has a very cult following. I believe they still have an online store, but I might be wrong on that. They used to sell like contemporary fashion brands, Japanese brands, so like Edwin, Universal Works and Finisterre. It's a really good keyword on eBay, and it's about a 90 to 100% sell-through rate using just that keyword with menswear. So Finisterre is more based on a surfwear brand, I'd say. I think it originates in like St. Ives, Cornwall, or maybe Devon, but it's very surfy. So when you go to like those surfwear towns like Cornwall and things like that, in the charity shops you will find Finisterre if it's near water. What you want to be looking for though is the chore jacket. So they do like smocks, and sadly they don't put like the name of the brand, the name of the style on the inner care tag. So all you got to do is literally Google Lens it and find the model. But they do really good like waterproof parkas and jackets. They go for well over £100. If you can get the knit jumpers that have like huge like logos on them, they do ones that say like Save the Sea, because they use a lot of organic materials and things like that. And then they also do knitted jumpers, so wool, mohair, cashmere, really good styles. If you get the Aran knit ones, they do really well. So Aran knits, chore jackets. They do selvage jeans and collaborations as well. So yeah, they do really good stuff. They've done collaborations with shoes wise with like Vivo Barefoot, you know those ones, like the 5 fingers. And then yeah, they just do really good stuff, really good. They do sample sales as well. So I'll still sell stuff that I find on the sample sales. They usually just don't have an inner tag, so you have to like, there's no model to them, so you have to sell it based off the keywords. And I sold a cardigan the other day for I believe like 65, and there's no model on it because it was just I think I showed it in one of my videos. It was like green with wool and shore pockets. But yeah, it still sells all day long, guys. Comment all day long down below. But they do like, even just like a basic knit jumper from Finisterre is like 60 to 70 pound. It's ridiculous. They go for such good money. But if you can get like the waterproof jackets, like the Gore-Tex ones, they do good. But anything Fair Isle, they use a lot of like merino wools. It's very good for like hiking and surfing. Yeah, make sure to keep an eye out for it. One of my favorite things is the Barents sweater. It's like a fisherman style with that chunky knit, then the logo on the side. But they also do lapwing jackets as well, which are really good. But yeah, Finisterre, that's going to be our first one of the video. F-I-N-I-S-T-E-R-R-E. It's a really good brand, and I think it's underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and I see it on Vinted all the time. I buy it all the time and I sell it all the time. It's really good. So for our second brand, we're going to be going into a household favourite, Abercrombie Fitch. Abercrombie Fitch is back in a big way, I tell you now, and it's one of my favourite brands to sell on eBay and Vinted. So I'll give you a little tip as well. When you sell an Abercrombie Fitch, don't put the word and, use an and sign, because it ranks better in search, and it'll just make your item sell quicker, trust me. So Abercrombie Fitch, the leather jackets are really good. I'm still waiting on my bolo list to find one, but you want to get the jackets that have the name on the inside of the lining. So you've got, the best one I think is the Mount Washington. So If you see an Abercrombie jacket that's sort of like a military style parka, but it's got a faux fur lining, you want the ones with the faux fur lining. If you can imagine it on like those mid to early 2000s films like Twilight, anything that they would have worn on like Twilight, really, really good. So the Abercrombie Mount Washington, that's a 2 to 250 jacket all day long. They also did a lot of golf jumpers, like all over print, big jumpers. They go for a couple hundred. But one of my favourites that's underrated is a hoodie that's also known as a jacket. It's called the Wolf Jaw. So like werewolf, W-O-L-F, jaw. It'll say it on the inside. Those hoodies can go for multiple £100s. Yes, you heard that right. For a normal hoodie, zip hoodie. But they also do military jackets. What you want to be looking for is the Sentinel. They also have the Wakely. And they do really good. They do like an M65 field style. They go for £50 to £70 all day long. You want the more military style colours. So your khaki browns and your greens. They do really good. You want to be picking these up in as well in like a medium and above. You can still pick up your smalls and extra smalls, but you've just got to lower the price because they take longer to sell because there's less of an audience. Then you want to be looking for anything cargo. So cargo is basically your pockets, utility pockets, anything shorts, trousers, jackets, brilliant. If you didn't know, David Beckham wore a pair of them on an advert on the beach years back, and they've always carried great value since then. And Abercrombie's back with all the vintage Y2K Depop demons. And yeah, what you want to be looking for is the 7 pocket cargo shorts. You also want to be looking for Adirondack. So it's A-D-I-R-O-N-D-A-C-K. Adirondack is really collectible. So if you get the cargo trousers, they're well over £100, and then the shorts are £50 to £80. If you can get the jacket as well, the Adirondack will have a faux fur Sherpa lining. That goes for £80 to £100 all day long as well. Abercrombie also has been around since, I believe, like the 40s, 50s. So if you can get true vintage Abercrombie, it's worth big money. So I'll add a couple vintage tags as well. So this one here is late 90s, early 2000s. It's like the black and yellow, black gold writing. That's one of my favourite ones to pick up. It's very underrated on Vinted. They also make a lot of jackets that look like sort of like the Carhartt jackets, like your Detroits. They do really good. Anything with a blanket lining is what we want to be looking for as well. So make sure to look out for them as well. Anything that's got spell outs, because if you didn't know, Abercrombie nowadays is sort of like Zara, Hollister. They don't make the vintage styles anymore. They're missing out on a huge customer base by just selling plain hoodies and things like that. So look out for anything that's a spell out. Zip hoodies are better than pullover hoodies. Don't know why, they just way more stylish. Anything that's got like that varsity college spell out. They also do waffle hoods as well. But what you want to be looking for is the muscle fit. That's going to give it that big tight fit that the Y2K kids want. So yeah, as a little recap, the cargo trousers, the cargo shorts that David Beckham wore. Anything camouflage with Abercrombie does really good as well. I don't usually pick up the t-shirts or the polo shirts because they're under £20. It's not worth it for me. So I'm looking for jackets, hoodies, leather jackets, the leather trousers as well. Cargo trousers. Good keywords for cargo trousers is paratrooper or parachute. That's a really good keyword for your cargo trousers. And you want to be looking for anything military as well. I don't know if they issued anything to the military, but they might have. But the styles alone carry the brand. It's an unreal brand. Another good little keyword to use is just the words A and sign F. So Abercrombie and Fitch, like the initials. That ranks well in keywords as well. So for our third brand, we're going to go into my favourite brand that I said on many podcasts. Shout out behind the listings, which was Bold Clobber. It is Ralph Lauren. So this one might be a bit longer because there is many sublines of Ralph Lauren. It's my favourite brand to sell. If I could only ever sell one brand or wear one brand, it would be Ralph Lauren. So Ralph Lauren, the top 2 lines you want to be looking for is double RL. So it's just RRL, double RL. A lot of people get confused with the older Ralph Lauren, which you see on suit jackets and that. That used to be sold in like Walmart and Macy's in America. It's not the same thing. So double RL, I'll attach a logo up here. That's what you want to be looking for. I'm pretty sure double RL actually costs money for Ralph Lauren to make, so they actually make a loss on a lot of the stuff because the materials are so well made, and the costs behind the scenes are ridiculous because the pieces are so high end and expensive. So we'll get straight into it. With Ralph Lauren, what you want to be looking for, leather jackets is a staple. More buttery soft the better. If you can get a double RL leather jacket or a purple label leather jacket, thousands, we're talking thousands. And then what you want to be looking for as well is anything military. So we've got military jackets, you've got your bombers, MA1 with the pocket on the side, you've got the with the aviation like souvenir ones as well, where you've got like embroidery on the back like an old Vietnam souvenir jacket. Those go really good. There's a lot of modern re-releases of these that sell for crazy money as well. With the military styles as well, you also want cargo trousers. Like we just said with Abercrombie, the cargo trousers for Ralph Lauren demand a premium. If you can get ones that are corduroy, linen, wax as well, like your sort of like Filson style, really good money. Paratrooper is a great keyword for that as well. The cargo shorts do well, but the plain colour ones usually just like £30-35, still good money. You want the ones that have patterns on them, a corduroy, leather, wax. They have like embroideries on them, or they have military like rankings on them. They do really good. The military cargo trousers, very good though. They usually have on an inside, it'll say like drill khaki trousers, like an old military tag style. Even the modern ones, minimum £50. You can pick up the ones from Polo Jeans as well, which is the lower end. Denim Supply, which I think is the most underrated Ralph Lauren subline, they command a premium. But you can also get linen, cashmere, they do really good. And one thing that's underrated with the Ralph Lauren trousers is just your pleated ones. Pleated is back with that old money style of looking like you're in the mafia back in the day, you know, smart contemporary style, 70s, 80s style. The Ralph Lauren pleated trousers with a good material content sell. So linen, cashmere, silk, with that nice straight pleated style, command a premium, 100 plus. Also with Ralph Lauren, we'll go into Snow Beach. Snow Beach is basically, if you find a Snow Beach jacket, they're ridiculous. They re-pro'd them, so the big vintage ones went down a little bit in price, but you want to get the ones with the two different coloured liners, I believe, the red and the blue. Snow Beach stuff is crazy though. It's on my dream bucket list to find one. Or a stadium jacket. So they do like a stadium one with the 1992 Olympics. And you've got the ski patch ones. You've got the, I believe there's like a Brazil vest. Ridiculous stuff to find. It's on my bucket list. Anything leather jackets as well. You want the Western styles. With double RL, focuses on more of a Western style. So you want the ones with the fringes. You want them with like the Navajo Aztec patterns. These command a premium across all the lines of Ralph Lauren. The Aztec pattern. Black Label as well is another good one to look out for. I'll attach a tag photo here. Black Label is one that often gets overlooked. Another one with the Ralph Lauren jackets is the deck jackets, based on your World War I, World War II naval deck jackets, where they used to have the names on the back. So if someone's in the clock tower with the sniper out looking, they go, oh, that's Steve with number 5 on the back of his naval deck jacket. He's supposed to be where he is. Also with Ralph Lauren is P-Wing. P-Wing is the one with the P, and then it's got like a foot with a wing on the back of it. That commands a premium, especially if it's vintage, original from the 1992 Stadium line. You got jumpers going for thousands, jackets going for thousands. Ridiculous money. Purple Label Ralph Lauren has a crazy high retail as well, but it carries a very good resale value. You want anything that looks different. So we don't want to just be picking up our small pony polo shirts and t-shirts and swim shorts, basic nonsense. You don't want that. You want to look at something, and this is what will throw a lot of people off. Ralph Lauren without a logo sells better than with a logo. So you want the ones that are like a leather jacket, no logo, but it's like a military style. It's got shearling, it's got all the buttons and the clasps, it's got crests. You want Polo Bear, that's not your normal logo that you look for. If you see anything with a bear on it, you got to stop in your tracks and do a little bit of research. Your Polo Bear jumpers that are collectible ones, the old ones, tuxedo ones, the wool cashmere ones, even the modern ones do really, really good money. And if you didn't know, Ralph Lauren back in the 70s, 80s, I believe, actually used to get British grandmothers to knit their jumpers. Very, very crazy, I know. So, your nan might have made a Ralph Lauren jumper back in her day. She might have been a little old in the back on the knitter. Straight away on the Singer knitting machine, come on. So, you want to be looking for, with Ralph Lauren knitwear and jumpers, cashmere, obviously, linen, silk, Aztec knitted pattern, Polo Bear, cashmere with patterns all over it as well. We know the preppy style is in now with the cable knits and that, but it's heavily saturated. So you want to be looking for things that are different. For example, the Polo Ralph Lauren Wimbledon line with the tennis. They do a lot of jumpers that are like the cricket style and tennis style, whereas your plain whites or beiges, and then it'll usually have a V-neck and then the purple and green. You can get the cricket ones as well, they do really good. Anything hemp with the knitwear, anything that's an Aran knit, so a nice chunky knit, anything made with Irish wools, anything that looks Fair Isle, Nordic, Icelandic, really, really good. The quarter zips do good with Ralph Lauren, with the preppy style for the men, but it's very saturated. So you want to be looking for things that are different, like the estate rib, or 100% cashmere quarter zip, or purple label, double RL, black label. But Ralph Lauren does really good, and I'll try and show you something else as well. Polo Ralph Lauren fireman jackets. So the ones with the clasps on the front, like your old fireman jackets back in the day. So their jacket wouldn't come undone, and they're usually flame resistant. The Polo Ralph Lauren ones with those styles go for a premium. Very, very, very cool. Anything with the ski patch as well, it's called the suicide skier. It's basically a skier going downhill, that goes for a premium. And any, like I said earlier, the old like souvenir Sukajan jackets, they go for really good money. Purple label. It's just one of the best brands ever. Like, the retail on some of the stuff is ridiculous, but you catch people slipping on Vinted all day long with it. You want anything that's hunting style. Polo Country is another line that's overlooked. They have modern reproed Polo Country. You will see it in TK Maxx. But the old vintage stuff is crazy collectible. A lot of this stuff is going over to Japan because Ralph Lauren is an American brand, if you didn't know. And someone's going to roast me saying that I pronounce Ralph Lauren wrong. It doesn't matter. One of the best sayings that the GOAT said, Tekken Sports, don't know how to sell it. Don't know how to spell it, just know how to sell it. In my case, it's pronunciation, because I'm from the mean streets of Wales, guys, as we know, so all day long I can't pronounce certain things. Another thing for Ralph Lauren you want to be looking for is the Indian head, your Native American chief. I'll add a photo up here. That commands a premium. You see that with a lot of the double RL and denim supply range, so they focus on more Western styles. That is a very, very good one to look out for. So that could get your plain hoodie going from £15 to £20 to £80 to £100 because it's got an Aztec Navajo pattern on it or an Indian chief on it. One that's often overlooked is loop collared shirts. So like your bowling mechanic shirts. Loop collar is basically where there'll be a little loop by here and a button on the collar, and you've got that extra button at the top. Loop collars, the old vintage ones from the 30s, 40s and 50s. The old Hawaiian rayon shirts go for a premium as well. But the Ralph Lauren ones, if they have good materials, if they've got all over scenic prints, they go for a premium. If you can get the casino one, I think it's like $2,000, £2,000. If you can get the ones that are plain colour like black or white, and they've got a good material content, 100 plus all day long. So look out for your loop collared shirts, often overlooked on Vinted and eBay, because they'll just think it's a button shirt. So you want Snow Beach, the ski line, etc, etc. So we'll get on to the next brand. One of my favourites, especially for the vintage clothing, which is Levi's. Levi's, we always see everyone selling Levi's jeans. Buy my wholesale 501, 511s, blah, blah, blah. You want to be looking for the grails, I've got you. Levi's Chrome Hearts. Do you know Chrome Hearts? Buku money, crazy Bobo money, literally unreal. I've only ever found it a couple of times. It's really high-end designer. What they will do, they'll get a vintage pair of like Levi's orange tabs or 501s, and then like hand stitch the Chrome Heart stuff in. Chrome Hearts was huge in the 90s and the early 2000s. Loads of celebrities wearing it. What you want to look for in the jackets now, I'll tell you. Type 1, Type 2s, Type 3s. Type 1s and Type 2s are the best. They use Type 1 will have one chest pocket down below. Type 2 will have both low down chest pockets. Type 3 will have the diagonal V cut pockets. And yeah, Type 1, premium money. If you can get the old ones, 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s, World War II era, and before that, ridiculous money. You want to be looking for the ones with the cinch back and the big E. A lot of people get confused with the Levi's premium modern line, and they'll go, I found big E in the charity shop. No, you didn't. It's modern. It's worth £20-25. When I first started, I thought I found big E's. It's not. It's modern. What you want to find is the big E with the vintage tag. That's the crazy money. You can buy a car with that sort of money. So these Levi's jackets will go for, I'm pretty sure one broke a record the other day and it sold for over £100,000, which is ridiculous. And if you see brands, and there's a little pro tip for you, if you see brands selling in Japan on eBay, that's what you know is popular. They love getting stuff ahead of the curve. They're a couple years in front of us. They know stuff that we don't. So look out for Japanese solds on eBay. You also want to be looking for the salvage Big E jeans, hidden rivets, red lines. It's got, if you didn't know how to date Levi's as well, they've got factory codes on the back of the buttons. The lower the number means the older they are, pretty much. So we've got Big E's. You've got the Levi's James Bond jacket here. There's also one, I always forget the name of it, but it's the Levi's Albert Einstein, which I believe is like 50s, 60s. That commands a premium. But yeah, the Menlo is the Levi's James Bond jacket. Levi's Salvage, we know that with the factory codes. If you can get factory codes below like 20, 30, really good money. It doesn't matter the condition on these guys as well. So if you see these at the boot sale, they've got a hole in them. They've got no crotch, half the leg's missing. It's got oil stains all over it. The buttons are gone. Even if the red tab is cut off, we can still date them from if they're salvage, colour of the denim, how they feel, factory codes, hidden rivets. That's how we date them. We've also got one that is often overlooked, which is the Levi's Galactic jacket. So it's a black jacket, but it's got specks all over it that looks like galactic, galaxy, space. So that commands a premium, going for between £700 to £1,000 resale value used for a black Levi's jacket, which is crazy. So look out for the Galactic one. Levi's leather jackets as well command a premium. But your 501 pair could go from a £20 pair and take ages to sell to a £2,000 to £20,000 pair just from when it was made. So we've got to know the knowledge to catch the people slipping. So vintage Levi's jackets, really good. The Type 3s often get overlooked as not worth as much, but if you can get a Type 3 Galactic, that's well over £1,000. If you can get Type 3s with the 70s ones, they go for good money. Anything like 70s and older commands a premium. You can get the 80s, 90s ones, they go for like £30-35. If you get them in salvage or dark indigo wash, they go for more of a premium. They want a darker wash over in Japan when they're buying up all the American vintage. But yeah, look out for the Levi's James Bond jacket, as I said. The Levi's have also done collaborations with Filson and Barbour, and we'll come on to Barbour later. That's number 10. But yeah, you want to be looking for the Levi's jackets that are Big E, salvage, leather, wax. Type 1s, literally beautiful jackets, type 2s. They've reissued all these jackets as well in the premium ranges, and they also did reissues of them in the mid to late 90s. They still command the premium. If you watch my first YouTube video on my channel, I've got one there dead stock. They go for £150 to £200 all day long. You can also command a premium if the item is a unique colour, like a purple Levi's denim jacket or green, something you don't see, because they were known for the blue jeans and the blue denim. That's what you always see. You want to find something a bit more unique sometimes. But yeah, look out for the Levi's type 1 and type 2 especially. You'll know it because it's got the lower down pockets and it's got pleating in between the buttons. But yeah, look out for that. For the next brand, we have got Albam. Not spelt like album as in vinyl and things like that. Albam. This is another one of those oi polloi brands. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, so I'm going to put you onto something. We're halfway there on the list, so whoa, we're halfway there. The Albam Parker jackets, really good money. It's another one of those oi polloi brands, so it's chore contemporary styles. My favourite, if you watch this channel regularly. There's a reoccurring theme here. It's my favourite thing to sell because it sells all day long. So Albam, they do like Japanese salvage jeans as well. If you can see an Albam jacket online or in person or on eBay, what you want to be looking for is the chore style. Anything that's a chore style on a jacket for Albam is 50 plus. All day long. It sells all day long for 50 plus. You want the ones with the Parkers that are like, I always imagine it like, if I can imagine Liam Gallagher wearing it, it's a good brand. If it's a good style like that, then I'm picking it up all day long. But yeah, not much to say on Albam. They haven't done a lot of collaborations or anything. It's just a really, really faithful brand that I pick up. I've been picking up for ages now, well over 2 years, and it sells, literally has such a cult following that it will sell. It's got about 60% sell-through rate, but they make a lot of their stuff in England. And if you don't know, they don't make a lot of clothing in England anymore. So that's usually a key sign. If you see a modern piece of clothing that's made in England, it's usually a good sign of quality. Keywords for this sort of jacket, you're going to use chore, oi polloi, utility, overshirt, shacket, military, workwear. But yeah, they usually make smocks as well. But yeah, look out for that one. Albam, A-L-B-A-M. Following the oi polloi theme, we're going to go with one of my favourite brands of the channel, which I'm sure a lot of people know, is Universal Works. Universal Works is one of the goats when it comes to like your oi polloi chore styles. I love this brand. I wear this brand. It's unreal quality. Literally lasts you a lifetime. They make a lot of like old school style looking clothing. One of the best things to look out for with Universal Works is the Harris Tweed collab. The Harris Tweed collab is still on my bucket list. I haven't found it. They go for £200 to £300 all day long. You want to be picking up the baker's jackets. So it basically looks like either a chef would wear it or your year 10 art teacher in school. It's got loads of pockets for your paintbrushes, all your spoons and spatulas if you're a chef or a baker. But it's usually corduroy. You want to be picking them up in usually medium and above. As I said earlier, with small and extra small, it's usually a longer sell-through rate. So you want to be picking them up for significantly less to hold out for a bit less. So Universal Works, the baker's jackets. You can get the ones with the deck style, like I said, with the military one, with Steve in the sniper base. Those do really good as well. You want to be getting anything that looks chore, or it's made wool or tweed or cashmere or linen, but anything that's also salvage or Japanese like twill, indigo dyed, etc, etc. But it has a really, really cult following in Japan. Universal Works, if you didn't know, it just does really, really good. If you can get them for, usually I pick them up on Vinted between £20 and £30, and then I sell them for £80 to £100, and they fly out the door within 30 days. They make old school military jackets like the jungle jackets, the naval duck jackets. They also do Parkers as well. It's literally an unreal brand. It sells for ridiculous money. But yeah, keep an eye out for it. Universal Works. Very, very, very good brand. it's just unreal quality. And I know a lot of people say, once something's in TK Maxx, it's fallen off, it's never going to sell again. It's not the case. Folks been in and out of TK Maxx for a couple of years, and folks still has a good following. It didn't make my list though, because it's not up there with Universal Works. Universal Works is very, very good. And yeah, that would be in one of my lists of, if I could only sell 10 brands, this is what I'd sell. It's just unreal. The quality's really good. The styles, the contemporary styles. The retail isn't that crazy on some of the stuff, but it commands a close to retail price. That's what we want to be looking for with pre-owned men's clothing. But yeah, Universal Works, keep an eye out for that one. Another key distinguishing factor of a good quality men's clothing brand is where it's made. So if it's made in Portugal, stop what you're doing in your tracks and give it a little research on the old eBay sold and completeds. Because if you see made in Portugal, it usually means it's good. Made in Portugal, made in Spain, made in Japan, made in England, made in America, that's usually a good sign. So yeah, Universal Works. One for the list. Right, next one. Probably going to go into a lot of detail on this one. This is Nike, or Nike, as the junk bug would say. This is one of the best brands out there. I don't care what anyone says. The modern stuff is still good, but you want to get collaborations with the modern stuff. But the vintage stuff, I love the vintage Nike stuff. So we've got the Jordan Barcelona shorts. If you didn't know, Michael Jordan wore these shorts in the 1992 Olympics. They have like all different crazy patterns on them with the Air Jordan. Before it was Air Jordan, it would have been on a Nike tag. And I showed them in a video the other day. I didn't have the Barcelona ones, but I had ones from the mid to late 90s instead, in the bread colorway, black and red. They command a premium. These shorts go for over £1,000. They used to go for like 200, but some, literally, a lot of vintage Nike has shot up in price. You also want to get the ones where it will be like, there's like a line of like Nike sweatshirts all over prints. So you've got ones for sharks, you've got volleyball, you've got football. They're really, really good. Anything as well from, there's going to be loads of different nuances in this one, guys, so stay strapped. You've got the Nike Tony Spackman. Literally, he made some crazy like technical jackets in the early 2000s. Really, really collectible. You've got ACG, all conditions gear. The modern stuff and the old stuff commands a premium. You can get the big ski jackets as well. Then we've got tennis, Challenge Court, Andre Agassi. We've got Pete Sampras. We've got Roger Federer with the RF logo. We've got Rafael Nadal with the bull by there. Literally straight off the dome, guys. Really, really collectible. The modern tennis stuff as well. If you can date it and Google Lens it and find out which match they played, like in the US Open or at Wimbledon, the collectors are looking for that. And there was a huge cult following for it. Nike Lab. You've also got Nocta, which I believe is Drake's brand. They do a collaboration with Nike. Really, really good money. One of the Grail vintage t-shirts for Nike is the Geisha. So if you didn't know, before Nike had their own tags, they would sponsor marathons because they're a running brand. And a little shout, if you want to learn a bit about Nike history, watch, I believe it's called The Founder, or I don't know what it's called. It might just be called Swoosh, but I think The Founder's the McDonald's one, but it might be just called Swoosh or Air. But it's the Nike film on how they basically started the company, how they got Michael Jordan to wear Nike or Nike, and it's a brilliant film for any entrepreneur to watch to learn about Nike. But you want to be looking for the Geisha, which is basically there's a Japanese person on the front. It's an 80s t-shirt, I believe. It's usually in a yellow colorway, and they would be on Hanes tags. So people would go, oh, it's got to be fake because it's on a Hanes tag, not a Nike tag. You're wrong. You might have passed on £1,000 t-shirt there. But they used to sponsor marathons, so you'd get like a vintage t-shirt on a Fruit of the Loom tag, but it'd have Nike on the sleeve. It's because Nike would sponsor them. So look out for the old marathon tags. What else have we got? Nike leather jackets. Nike center swooshes, some of them have dropped down in price, but if you get the ones in like the colors that Travis Scott wore, like the brown or the matcha mocha green, they command a premium. Also Nike pinwheel, anything with the pinwheel logo, the 70s 80s, really really good money. Anything that's got the hike Nike on it, which is basically the old blue tag, you want to be looking for, which usually is made in UK or it's made in America. So it's the blue tag. It's usually confused with the modern blue tag and the white swoosh that's made in China, but this one, you can feel the threading on the swoosh on it on the inside. On the 80s, it's Nike Hike or Hike Nike, and it's basically a guy that looks like a hiker, and he's got like a backpack on, he's got his socks rolled up high, he's got hiking shoes on and a huge beard and long hair. That commands a premium. That's a £500 plus shirt all day long. Same with the pinwheel t-shirts, anything with the pinwheel logo, they have remade it in the early 2000s. Stop what you're doing, have a look, it's really really good. Then you've got Cactus Plant Flea Market, which isn't owned by Travis Scott, but he's done a lot of collaborations with them, also known as CPFM, which is the initials. That is hugely collectible in the hypebeast world. But yeah, Stone Island also did a collaboration with Nike, if you didn't know. Those jackets go for a premium. And then anything that's Nike, Spike Lee, Urban Jungle, Air Jordan. If you didn't know, back in the 90s and 80s, Nike would also make jackets for film crews and actors who were on certain movies and TV shows. So you'll see like a Seinfeld one. Really, really, really collectible if you can get those. If you can get Nike Cortez as well, which is owned by Clint, which is a British brand, London brand, Corteiz. Basically, the main logo you usually see for it is the Alcatraz prison. Really, really collectible with all your Soho London hypebeast kids. Really, really collectible brand to look out for. They make shoes as well with the Nike collabs. But yeah, vintage Nike, as we know, anything football vintage Nike, really, really collectible. Anything, Nike did a collaboration with Kors as well, I believe, in the early 2000s. They've also done a collaboration with Supreme, which is, you've got the Supreme Air Force Ones, which is just basically a Nike Air Force One with a little red logo on the back. So when you're down the boot sales and you see a pair of Air Forces, have a look to see if they say Supreme on the back. Instead of going for £20, they might go for £70 to £100. But yeah, Supreme Nike is really good. They've also done an Off-White collaboration with Virgil Abloh. Really, really collectible. They also had one that was called Origin Project, which I believe got shut down. I know the gentleman marketeer, shout out Simon, found a t-shirt from them a couple years back, and a plain t-shirt will literally go for like £50 plus. It's hugely collectible. Some of the Live Strong stuff as well goes well, that Lance Armstrong had back in the day. That usually goes for decent money. Anything that you see though that's vintage Nike, Air Jordan, Michael Jordan on it, that isn't on an Air Jordan tag and it's just on a Nike tag, stop what you're doing and have a look at it, because it usually means it's old. But yeah, Nike is one of the go-to brands. It is literally old faithful. You can look at anything that's technical. It might have an asymmetrical zip, it might have some extra pockets. That's what you want to be looking out for. And it's honestly one of the best brands to sell. It's really, really good. So we've got Nike. What's another really good running brand that not a lot of people think Adidas carries a good money, or Adidas? If you didn't know, Adidas was created by Adi Dassler, a German, and his brother invented Puma. Puma is not as good as Adidas in my opinion. And yeah, Adidas is really, really good. I'm pretty sure Adidas bought Reebok or the other way around in the mid-2000s, which throws a lot of people off that the care tag will say Reebok, but it's on an Adidas item. It's owned by the same company. I'm pretty sure they bought it off Reebok. But yeah, we'll get into it. We're going to look at modern stuff with the collabs and look at vintage as well. But this is one of my favourite brands to sell. Adidas Special, Spezial. Really, really good. I did a video on last week, I believe, where I sold a sweatshirt. I bought it for like 17 and it sold for 80 same day. It was really, really good. And they just command a premium, like the special range. They still do the special trainers, but it's hugely collectible, the clothing range. You've got the CP Company collab with special. It's worn by like Liam Gallagher, Stephen Graham, the actor. It commands a huge premium. The Adidas Firebird jackets, if you didn't know what a Firebird is, it's got the trefoil by there, it's got the stripes, and then it's got a high neck on the track jacket. That is hugely collectible worldwide. So if you can get those jackets in a unique colorway, or they've got a football team on them, or they've got the Jeremy Scott collab on them, they do ones with like the Simpsons, everything. They've got graffiti ones, really, really good. So look out for Adidas Firebird. Speaking of Jeremy Scott, the Adidas Jeremy Scott leather jackets with the wings on them, £1,000 plus. If you can get the Adidas Firebird track bottoms or the shorts, you want to be looking for the stripes, not to have 3 individual stripes. You want it to be 1 stripe with 3 on, or 2 stripes with 3 on. You'll be able to feel it if you've got the item in person. But the shorts as well, Commander Premium, I did a video on this as well. Glanz shorts, Glanz. It's basically like the silky, like see-through material. Very, very collectible. Shorter the inseam, the better on them. But they go for literally £50 plus all day long. You want to find the ones that are usually made in West Germany, because West Germany ceases to exist. Adidas leather jackets as well, Commander Premium. They've also done collaborations with CP Company. Then you've got the Adidas Run DMC. If you remember, Run DMC created a song back in the late 80s, I believe, called My Adidas. They were sponsored by Adidas. So you got the sweatshirts with like New York on them. And then it's usually in a red and white colorway. The modern versions of them go for £50 to £70 all day long. Another one to look out for is the Adidas sweatshirt that Rocky wore in Rocky 4. It was black. It's got the trefoil logo. And then it's got like some wings of different colors on there, red, white and green for the Italy colors. They go for ridiculous money, £400 all day long. There's also like an Adidas hoodie that I believe Jesse Pinkman wore from Breaking Bad. That goes for really, really good money. But yeah, there's also a Gucci collaboration that goes for a lot of money. And then you got the Firebird, you got anything made in West Germany. Literally, it is an unreal brand. Football brand as well, if you see it with football. Crazy, crazy money on the vintage Adidas football jackets. But your normal Adidas trousers that might just be like modern and blue with just a normal Adidas pyramid logo, probably a pass. But the ones with the trefoil with the stripes down, nice colour, nice size, £30 to £50 all day long. Another one to look out for is Adidas Olympics. The Adidas Olympics sweatshirt Commander Premium, really, really good one to look out for. You got the ones with like the horses on them. You've got the ones with the rowing team. Really, really, really good. I also believe there's an Adidas jacket that's known as the Bob Marley jacket, but it's basically the Irie Rasta reggae colours, which I believe is like the colours of Jamaica, which is green, yellow and red, with the Firebird. If you get that black in the wet look, so it looks like a leather jacket, but it's not. It's just the polyester looks like a wet look. That's a great keyword. They go for £70 to £100. Keywords on that: Rasta, Irie, Bob Marley. Also the wet look Chili 62 jackets, the modern ones as well, Commander Premium. And yeah, make sure to look out for them. There's also a Balenciaga collab on Adidas, which is good luck finding that, but I'm sure someone will after watching this video. Not me though, definitely not me. But yeah, that's another one to look out for. And then we'll get into number 9, which is Pretty Green. So Pretty Green was created by Liam Gallagher, but I believe he sold it off in 2018, 2019. It is an unreal brand and it's hugely collectible, especially since Oasis got back together the other year. It has a great cult following online from your mods, your casuals, people who go down to football. Anything black label or white label you want to be looking out for, so not your normal Pretty Green label. Like with the Ralph Lauren, you got black label. White label is Pretty Green as well, really, really good money. They also do an Umbro collaboration where they created the iconic re-release of the Umbro drill top sweatshirt that Liam Gallagher wore at Main Road. If you get the original version of that, £800 to £1,000 plus all day long. I've had it twice in blue, and then I had it in black as well, when it was going for about £500 to £700 a piece. So the Umbro re-release version goes for about £80 to £100, sometimes a bit more. But black label, white label, the Beatles collab as well, goes for premium. If you can imagine Pretty Green as a brand that if you could see Liam Gallagher wearing it, it usually means it's worth picking up. So you've got the leather jackets as well. I believe one of them is called an Addison leather jacket. That goes for really good money, 100 to 150 all day long. Anything that's tweed, anything that you can find that Liam Gallagher has worn at a gig and then Google Lens it and you'll find the exact model. That goes for really, really good money. But then you've got black label as well, which usually focuses on more like military styles. They've also done like a Pretty Green Jimi Hendrix one as well. There's the John Lennon one from the Beatles, that goes for premium. Anything military like styles with Pretty Green goes for really good money. If you can get the smocks. Anything with a fishtail, if you didn't know, based off a fishtail military parka. It's got a little slit in the back, I'll add a photo here. A little slit in the back at the bottom, usually long line jackets. They go for really, really good money, minimum £50. But yeah, Pretty Green is one to look out for. If you can find the field over shirts, or usually just say field over shirt, it's got loads of utility pockets, 35 to 40 all day long. Anything that's like overhead a parka or a smock, really, really good money, keep an eye out for. And yeah, it's just one of the goated brands, I think. There's one as well, which I believe is called the Deansgate parka. Then you've got the Roburn as well. They go for really good money. The Gaston leather jacket, that was one I was about. I think they've done a collaboration, Pretty Green, as well with The Who, as well as the Beatles. But it literally sells well. The jeans do alright as well, like 25 to 35 all day long. But the polo shirts and the normal paisley shirts, I'm not picking up anymore. Like, they just don't sell for a lot. You might get £20 if you're lucky. But you want to be picking up the jackets. They just sometimes do collaboration sweatshirts as well. They go for really good money. But yeah, that's what you want to be looking out for as well. So as a little recap, Pretty Green Umbro, Pretty Green the military, anything that's a cool material, cashmere, wool, tweed, linen. If you can imagine Liam Gallagher wearing it, it's a good item. So we'll get straight into it. Barbour, number 10. Mad Fades Vintage, favourite brand. I got you, Xander. You want to be looking for anything. If you didn't know, Barbour's got approval by the royal family, so they've got Queen's crests on them. There's 3. If you can get the ones that are 1 or 2 crest, that means they're way older and they command more of a premium. One of my favourite Barbour jackets to look out for is the Longshoreman. It's huge. And they go for near £1,000. Really, really good money. What I like about Barbour is they put a model on the inside of the jackets normally. They are brilliant. It's a really, really good brand, really high quality. Barbour CP Company collaboration as well. Beautiful, beautiful brand. Levi's Barbour. It's unreal. One of my favourite things to look out for, though, is the Barbour Taquito. If you didn't know, the Taquito one, I'm pretty sure it's a designer for Barbour, I believe. But James Bond in Skyfall, Daniel Craig, wore a couple of them. And they just go for ridiculous money. So you get ones that will go for between £500 to £1,000. And keyword for that is Skyfall. Really, really good money. Anything Barbour as well that's got Ventile fabric, which is like that canvas brushed cotton. Ventile jackets go for really, really good money. I'll add a photo up here of what it is. The Barbour Ventile jackets go for ridiculous money. In my latest video, I showed a Green Spot Nomad jacket in Ventile fabric. Really, really good one to look out for. They do one as well, Barbour Triumph motorcycles one as well. I'm pretty sure Barbour was a motorcycle brand, I want to say, as well as like a hunting brand. You see a lot of people wear it who do hunting. I'm pretty sure there's also an Adidas Barbour collaboration that goes for really good money. One for my bucket list as well as the Engineered Garments Barbour collab. Always wanted to find that one, still haven't, sadly. Anything Barbour as well with a Talon zipper or a Solway zipper. If you don't know, like a zip, that's what you want to be looking for. But the wax jackets, and I'm sure Xander from Mad Fades will agree with me, the condition, even if they're in battered up condition, patched up and that, will still go for really, really good money. For the women's as well, I'll chuck one out there because I know some women watch this. The Ganni collaborations with Barbour is really good. There's also Supreme Barbour as well. It's literally endless. But yeah, instead of just picking up your normal quilted, like I'm pretty sure they're called like the Gidersdales, normal quilted jackets that go for 25-30, they're in every charity shop for £50. You want to be looking for the tweed jackets, anything that's got less than 3 crests for vintage ones, anything Ventile, any collaborations. They just go for really, really good money. Like anything that usually looks cropped as well, like a wading or a fishing jacket, they do really good. But it's got a huge collection. Like it's got literally a huge collector's market overseas as well, in like Japan. They love Barbour. They want to look like British people wearing British clothing. But there's also a collaboration with Noah with Barbour, which I believe is a skateboarding brand. I've sold a couple of bits of Noah. But yeah, Barbour, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brand. They will tell you the models on them as well. So you've got like the Longshoreman, Ventile ones, and it'll usually say like C42, A1000 or A100. So it basically means chest 42, which is a large, then the model would be A100. It's usually a mix-up with that. There's also Palace Barbour as well. And literally, Barbour's just unreal. Like, it goes for really, really good money. I'm sure Xander will comment down below, like, something I've missed, because he's the GOAT of Barbour. I'll give him that one. He can have that brand. But, yeah, it's very, very, very collectible. So, I think there's also a Paul Smith collab as well, I want to say. But Barbour is heavy on the Veros, I've been hearing in the mean streets of Wales. They are giving out Veros, so make sure if you're buying Barbour that you've got a receipt, like if you're buying it brand new, selling it brand new. They've also done a collaboration with Barracuda Barbour have. Barracuda, not the fish of Barracuda, Barracuda, Baracuta, goes for really, really good money. It's unreal. You can't use the word Harrington though, because Harrington is owned by Barracuda, so they will give you a Vero, which is a verified owner's rights strike, and if you get a couple of them, you will get banned. So don't want you guys getting banned, so make sure to not use that word. But yeah, anything Ventile, anything hunting, if you can imagine someone like going to shoot up some pheasants in it, it's going to be good money. And then Tokito, Tokito, Ventile fabric, which I would have added up a photo there as well. They've also done a Todd Snyder collab. I love selling Todd Snyder. It's huge in America. I believe it's a New York brand. That goes for ridiculous money. There's also the Barbour Icons range, and like I said earlier, the Paul Smith one as well. The Spey jackets, S-P-E-Y, do really good as well. Anything that's cropped fishing style, as I said, goes for really, really good money. But yeah, that's my 10 brands. We'll do a little recap. So we've got Finisterre, which is your oi polloi brands, your surfwear styles, your anything that's like Aran wool, merino wools, recycled fabrics. We've got Abercrombie and Fitch, really, really good brand. Anything military style, cargo, utility pockets, anything David Beckham wore. The jackets with the names on the inside, your Sentinel, your, I'm blanking, Wakely, Wolf Jaw with the hoodie style jacket, and the Mount Washington as well, really, really good. Then we've got Ralph Lauren, double RL and purple label, black label, Denim Supply, polo jeans, mainline Ralph Lauren, Polo Country, they're the ones to pick up. Really, really good. Anything leather, anything no logo. Remember, no logo isn't a no-go. It does better than the ponies, I would tell you, literally. Like, if you've got a Polo Ralph Lauren cashmere jumper with no pony on, it'll do better than one with a pony. It's style-based, material styles. You want to be looking for anything military, cargo. Remember the keyword paratrooper, utility, literally anything of that sort. You also want to be looking for leather jackets. You want to be looking for high-end materials, cashmere, linen, Angora. Vicuna as well is another one to look out for, Vicuna. I believe that's, I'm going to forget the animal's name. It's some ridiculous cost material. If you can look up Vicuna, ridiculous. It's literally mental. But yeah, look out for that one as well. The loop collar shirts as well. Levi's, type 1, type 2s are the ones you want. Type 3s, you want anything like 70s and younger. No, older, sorry. You want Salvage, you want the Galactic Space Print one in black. You want type 1, type 2, Salvage, Cinchback, Big E. The Jerky still intact, which is the main label. Dark wash is better than nothing. Even if they're damaged and battered, literally get them. I've seen Levi sell with one leg and they've gone for over £1,000. It's ridiculous. Albam for number 5, ALBAM. Really good brand to look out for. Unreal Oi Polloi Chore brand. Look out for the Parkers, the Salvage jeans, anything that Liam Gallagher would wear. Then for number 6, we've got Universal Works, one of my favourite brands, which I'm sure you're aware of if you're an avid viewer of the channel. Really good Oi Polloi brand. The Harris Tweed collab is still on my bucket list, so make sure if you do find it, comment down below to rub it in my face. I would really appreciate it. Like and subscribe while you're there as well. I got you with that one. Universal Works with the Baker's jackets, as we said, year 10 art teacher. All the pockets of the paintbrushes, really good. Number 7, we've got Nike, and I said you gotta watch the documentary on it. The documentary / film was really good. I think it's called Air or Swoosh. Brilliant. Anything that's Jordan without a Jordan logo on it, that's on a Nike tag. The old marathon shirts, anything Cactus Plant Flea Market, anything that's for casting crew of films and TV shows, anything on a leather jacket. We've got the centre swooshes, we've got the old basketball wear as well, anything Nocta Drake. Number 8, we've got Adidas, anything made in West Germany, anything Firebird, anything collaboration. The CP Company collaboration as well with Special, anything Special, brilliant. Anything Firebird, insane. The Bob Marley collab as well. Then we've got number 9, which is Pretty Green. Used to be owned by Liam Gallagher, it's not anymore. That's commands a premium. Anything that you think he would wear or an Oasis fan would wear, pick it up. They've also got collaborations with Umbro as well, that remake the iconic Main Road sweatshirt, Bolo. Anything that's got the Beatles collab, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, anything that's black label or white label, really, really good brand to look out for. Then to finish it off, number 10, we have Barbour Taquito, which is the Japanese designer that made like the Skyfall jacket that James Bond, Daniel Craig wore. That commands a premium. Anything Longshoreman, anything Two Crests or below, Solway zippers, Talon zippers, anything waxed, CP Company, Engineered Garments, Paul Smith, the lot. Doesn't matter the conditions, have a look closer, they will still command a premium. Pass on the quilted jackets unless they're dirt cheap. Anything hunting style, anything motorcycle style. Steve McQueen collab as well, you can have that one that I missed. And that was my top 10, guys. So if you could like, comment and subscribe, put a little idea of what you want to see on the channel as well. I believe this is my 9th or 10th video. This is my first longer form content video. So if you've made it to the end, you are a real one. And comment down below, I was here to the end all day long. And yeah, I'm just glad I could share a bit of my knowledge with you guys of my top 10 favourite brands as someone who does 6 figures a year selling used men's clothing on the internet, on eBay and Vinted and on Instagram. So if you could do me the privilege of liking, comment and subscribing down below, and also follow my TikTok, Selling with Sully, where I do more short form content on there. every single day, multiple TikToks. Make sure to give me a follow by there as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for tuning in again. It's been a pleasure. My name is Jamie, also known as Selling with Sully, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.